right away going over the starting lineups. You can also tell height will play a factor in this one, I believe, Russ, as Nick Montgomery, more of a guard type. He's more of a tweener, not a true post player at 6'3", but you go down Ellsworth's lineup, they will start a couple of 6'4" players and can also bring 6'4" off the bench.
Yeah, we'll just see how they can handle, the height, and see if Southeast can come out. They are the smaller team, and going through the lineup, a younger team. At that, starting a forward underclassman, maybe with that height, see if Southeast can get out and push the ball, and maybe the bigs won't be as much of a factor in that way.
Southeast wearing their home white jerseys trimmed in purple and a little bit of black. Ellsworth wearing their road red jerseys trimmed in white and black. Southeast will win the tip. Goes all the way back into the backcourt to sophomore Jackson Gebhardt. He will play it to Nick Montgomery. 3-guard dribble weave to start this one out. Ellsworth in a man-to-man defense. Montgomery high post to Banks. Now in low to Eli Harris. Eli's going to split the defenders. Eli goes all the way, stumbling towards the wall on the baseline. The ball pops straight up in the air after a block from Ellsworth, and Jackson Gebhardt there to save possession for Southeast of Saline. Early stages of this one. Southeast feeling out the defense. McKnight has it on the right-hand side. Couple of yo-yo dribbles back and forth, right to left. Now Gebhardt looking for the handoff. That's shut off. Low post entry to Harris. Eli turns around. Wide open underneath the basket is Braden Mcknight. All that patience pays off as Southeast scores the first bucket of the night.
Good patience there on the offensive end. You can tell they want to work it down low and maybe test the bigs early and see how they're going to adjust.
Eli Harris, one of those guys. Kind of like Keely Orr in the girls' contest, he plays much, much bigger than what his height allows him, as he is coming off one of his best weeks on the varsity floor, scoring the basketball for Southeast of Saline. He's only 6'1", but he plays big inside, a lot of times playing that 4 spot. Here's a pass now that's slapped out of bounds right at the Trojan bench. It'll be off Southeast of Saline and stay with the Bearcats visiting from Ellsworth. Working it around to the right-hand side. Up top with the basketball. It's Kyler with it. Now Ellsworth will turn it over. Bryant Banks has it all the way down the floor. Leaves a left-handed layup too long. No good. And the rebound will come down to Braden Schulte.
Had a 3-on-1 fast break. I think he made the right move there to go up because the defender went out wide and just a little strong with the left hand off the glass.
Here's a baseline drive, and his shot is up and good over the top of the defense by Avery Haxton. Haxton, again, one of the leaders in scoring on this Bearcat team, averages 13.5 per game. Token full court pressure now for the Bearcats on defense. We are tied at 2 early on, 2 minutes into this game. If you missed it, the Southeast of Saline ladies got a victory, 41-25 over the Bearcats here earlier on. McKnight for 3. Rims off, no good. Banks with the rebound, whips it back inside to Gebhardt. Gebhardt leaning on the defense, tries to go up with the left hand, and the ball squirts out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast, and I think early on here we can tell not a lot of fouls in the girls' contest. Same officiating crew, they're letting them play here as well.
Yeah, they're battling down inside, and it's good to see the Southeast guards are going down there battling with the bigs and pulling away all the offensive rebounds.
These two schools haven't seen each other in football in the last couple of years, even though they share a league together. Maybe they have some physicality they need to get out of the way. There's a dribble that's poked out from behind by an Ellsworth defender to whirl to the sideline on the sideline opposite of the scorers table. And Southeast will keep it. Nick Montgomery comes back around. He's in the middle of the floor, dancing between the circles. He plays left-hand side to Gebhardt. Now back over the top. That ball probably got deflected. It's going to be taken away by the Bearcats. 2-on-1 break. Bearcats with the right-handed layup. Good by Branson Schulte. First turnover of the game for Southeast of Saline. It ends up in a breakaway layup for Ellsworth. 4-2 now, Bearcats leading. 5:15 left to go, first quarter. Gebhardt with it. Now looking at a zone defense. 2-3 zone from Ellsworth. So they're mixing their defenses here early on. Trying to go down along the baseline. Gebhardt looking for Banks. And now this one's going to be taken away by Ellsworth again, and we'll go dual possession. Arrow will keep it with Southeast of Saline.
A lot of long passes, and Ellsworth stretching out their 2-3 zone, taking away those, 15, 20-foot passes. They need to get the ball closer and look, the high-low once again, like we talked about in the girls' game. I see it from where we're sitting right here that's where they need to go.
Now 2 post players come up. It's a double screen up top. Nick Montgomery. Now he plays it to Eli Harris. Eli pounds it in down low to Bryant Banks. Banks trying to get to the rim. He's tripped as he goes down to the floor, and somehow he's going to whip it off the glass with the left hand. Bryant Banks, his first basket of the game.
Got tangled up there. Wild circus shot. Good control. I mean, it looked like it was great spin on the ball, to throw it up with it going down like that.
There's a runner at the rim. That's up no good from Ellsworth, from John Kyler. And the rebound taken in by Eli Harris. Halfway through the first quarter, 4:19 left to go. We're tied at 4. McKnight on the right-hand side. Up top of the circle now to Harris. Ball fake, now a drive. He floats in the middle of the paint. Shot up no good. There's Banks on the backside with the rebound, and Bryant Banks has 4 consecutive points. Southeast leads by 2.
Banks says, I see your height, and let's see if you can keep me off the boards tonight.
For a bigger guy, Bryant is such a good passer, but boy, he can get in there and get some boards too. He is leading this team in rebounding at 6.5 per game. And now we have a 3-second violation against the Bearcats.
Southeast coming out playing 2-3, and their guard play at the top, working side to side. They seem to be finding and making passes difficult for Ellsworth to get inside to their bigger guys.
Ellsworth now out of the zone. They'll come back into a man-to-man. 3:45 left to go here, first period. Switching defenses back and forth. Double screen up top again. Now they'll run the formation out of it. Montgomery wants to peel to the basket. A reaching foul will be called on Ellsworth. And with 3:39 left to go here in the first quarter, the first foul of the game belongs to the Bearcats.
Good drive right there off the high screen. The roll wasn't there. Nobody picked him up, so he took it off, and Ellsworth tried a cheap one to poke it out from behind and got caught.
Branson Schulte with the foul. A long 2-pointer by Nick Montgomery off the inbounds. That's going to be an air ball. And Bryant Banks, battling for that rebound, will collect his first personal foul. It's the first team foul for Southeast in this game.
Quick shot coming out of that inbounds play down there. You would have liked to seen the ball maybe move around once or twice to see what they could get at. That was a contested, longest 2-point shot you could take in basketball.
Seth Eklund into the game. He will replace Braden Mcknight as the freshman goes to the bench. Eklund coming in. He had a good Sterling tournament as well. A tie for a season high, 8 points against the Lions in game number 2 of that tournament. Now an Ellsworth turnover. It's their second of the half. And on the heels of a 3-second violation on the last trip. Eklund on the left-hand side. Thought about 3. Can't give him space because he will put it in the air. Montgomery now back halfway between the 3-point line, top of the circle and the half-court stripe. Montgomery starts left, comes back right, now goes to Gebhardt. Jackson will cross it over, now come back right. He wants to get to the rim. Mid-lane paint, right-hand side, now to Banks. Aggressive drive and a charging call against Bryant Banks.
Tough. The hardest call to make in basketball is a block charge. He had a wide open lane. The guy stepped under. He was there. Was he there under the basket or there? But regardless, he got there in time, got his feet set, and got the charge called.
Tough foul for Bryant in Southeast of Saline because that is number 2 on him. He has both of Southeast of Saline's team fouls. And now Ellsworth with the basketball back, trailing by 2, 2:38 left to go. Into the game, Braden Mcknight once again. The freshman will have to re-enter here. Here's a pass out to the right-hand side and a shot put up by the left-hander. It's going to be missing by Avery Haxton, but then back up there and in.
Appeared to be Jace Turnipseed with the offensive rebound there and the kick back up, number 23.
I gotcha. 6'2 senior. Southeast of Saline now on offense. Working it around. Eklund had it squirt loose, and it's going to go out of bounds. It will stay, though, with Southeast of Saline. 3 different players for the Bearcats have scored here in this game. 2 different Southeast of Saline players. So they have 4 of their 6 points now sitting on the bench with Bryant Banks. Got 2 baskets, 2 fouls.
Southeast seems to be when Ellsworth comes out man-to-man, they're driving and getting the ball to the hoop, and now they're back in a 2-3 zone, and you see a long passes again from, cross-court passes outside the 3-point line, not getting any penetration into the middle.
They may rethink that zone a little bit if Eklund gets a crack at it. Here's Gebhardt driving. He'll pitch it out to Eklund. Seth now 2 dribbles to his left. He'll play it back in the middle of the floor to Montgomery. Here's Gebhardt. He'll try a 3. Left wing, in and out, no good. Long rebound being chased down by Eli Harris. He'll hand it off to Eklund. Both of those went after that rebound on the far sideline. Here's Eklund now for 3. And they're going to have a foul inside, battling for position. It looks like Eli Harris will collect his first foul.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what was going on down there. Two big guys battling while the ball was 15 feet away from them, right before the shot went up. So, let's see. Southeast looks like they're going to come back and go 2-3. Well, man-to-man it appears to be.
So Harris, that'll be his first foul for Eli, third team foul for Southeast of Saline. 1:24 left to go, first quarter. Here's a drive, now behind the back dribble. A shot put up by Ellsworth, that's no good. Backside rebound being fought for. They're going to have to go to the arrow to split this one up. It will stay with the Bearcats. A little bit of extracurricular conversation going on in there right now, I would say.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little chippy. Just see if they can hold their composure and just play great man-to-man defense here.
Southeast on defense, Ellsworth underneath their own basket. They're going to throw it in up top. This will go to Grant Winter, who's come into the game. Step back three for Ellsworth, and that's going to be good by Branson Schulte. So now Ellsworth has taken a three-point lead. Southeast of Saline now down on offense. Another skip pass attempt, and that's going to be batted out of bounds by a Bearcat. 51 seconds left to play here. Southeast trailing by 3. It's Montgomery, Eklund, Harris, McKnight, and Gebhardt on the floor for Southeast. They're looking at an Ellsworth man-to-man defense. Handoff Montgomery to McKnight. Now Harris, Gebhardt. Up top, it's Montgomery again. Nick dribbling to the left, long sleeve shirt, headband. Now over to Harris. Big step, got in the lane, elevates and shoots. Eli Harris got another 2. That's his first 2 of the game, but that was a pretty move there by Eli Harris.
Great drive and jump stop, about a 14-foot shot. He saw it, pulled up, and just a great, pretty little floater right in the middle of the lane.
Ellsworth trying to take this clock down. It's down to 10 seconds. Fully engulfed in their offense. They're going to make an entry pass to the high post, now back out. Fake of a shot in the keyhole, now inside. And a block or no? Looks like they're going to call it a block with 0.5 of a second left. They might be going foul on that call, but they didn't call it there on the baseline. It's good for Southeast. Ellsworth chip pulling it in. Now they're going to throw it up at the basket at the buzzer, and that will do it for the first quarter. 9-8, the Ellsworth Bearcats leading Southeast of Saline. Second quarter coming up here on KINA.
Aspen Termite and Pest Control, a family-owned and operated business for the past 54 years. They earn your business and continued patronage. You're not asked to sign a long-term contract for your pest control services. Aspen Termite and Pest Control, a locally owned company that gives back to the community in a variety of ways. And most importantly, Aspen Termite and Pest Control is a company offering you options for termite and pest control services. They were the first company to offer the Centricon system in central Kansas and the first company to offer the new BASF high-precision injection system for termite control. They were the first company in Kansas to be designated a bed bug-free company. And you won't find any more experience than the Hassmans offer to their customers. So the next time you need pest control services, give them a call. They offer choices for you, not commitments from you. Visit them online at HassmanTermite.com. Online at HassmanTermite.com. No bug, no bite with Aspen Termite.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel back here at Southeast of Saline High School. Big Sam is producing and engineering. 9-8, our score. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. Nick Montgomery, middle of the floor. Southeast starts the second quarter with the basketball. Seth Eklund, little ball fake to the left, now back to Gebhardt. Three-pointer on the right wing, that won't go. It's the second one. Gebhardt, it looked like it was going to go down, and it ends up rimming out. Ellsworth with the rebound. Here come the Bearcats. Over on the right wing. Ball above his head is Gwinner. Now he fouled down low as Eklund was down low doing battle against Dalton Zelinka, the 5'8 senior. Here's a pass now into Gwinner. His shot blocked and taken away by Braden Mcknight. McKnight brings it all the way out to the half-court stripe. Now he's going to retreat and hand it off to Eli Harris. Over to Nick Montgomery. Here's Montgomery on the drive. Gets it into the paint. Leaves it off on a bounce pass to McKnight. He can't handle it, and it squirts free into the hands of the Ellsworth Bearcats.
Great pass there on the high-low. Just couldn't quite handle it.
Ellsworth up top. High screen. Pop off the screen, and that's good. Boy, you can tell they probably ran that 1,000 times in practice and 3 games this season. Branson Schulte now with 7.
Good-looking pull-up from the elbow there. Good-looking shot.
Now back to a 2-3 zone goes the Bearcats. They keep switching defenses back and forth. Gebhardt stuck in the middle of that zone. Now over to the right-hand side, Montgomery with it. Deep into the corner now, McKnight. Eli Harris got the ball and just threw it to absolutely nobody. Ends up bouncing into the Ellsworth bench.
Tough pass there. He just turned. That you talk about leaving your feet to throw a pass. You better know where you're going with it, and better know that somebody's going to be there, because he left his feet, turned around, and threw it, and where he thought Eklund was going to be, he was nowhere close to. And we'll see if Ellsworth sticks with the zone, because it seems to be causing problems for Southeast.
6:35 left to go. Ellsworth with the basketball. They pound it down low. Lost it, squirted free, and now Gwinner's going to pick it up. He's going to float to the lane, and a foul will be called on Southeast of Saline. It'll be either Gebhardt or Eklund here on the hack, and they're going to say Seth Eklund. Oh, they're going to Eli Harris. Boy, I didn't even think he was in the neighborhood. That's 2 now on Eli Harris.
He was kind of coming from the backside around Eklund and took a swipe at it. Eklund looked like he was standing straight up, and he came around on the backside of him and just, swatted flies there and totally, got him right on the arm.
Gwinner, the senior, missed his first free throw. Second one on its way, and he got that one to go. First free throws of the game belong to Ellsworth. They go 1 of 2 at the line. 5 fouls for Southeast of Saline, just 1 called on Ellsworth thus far. 6:19 left to go here, second quarter. Long full court pass, Gebhardt up the floor to Eklund. Eklund's going to pull it out now as the defense, they're on him. Ellsworth switching back and forth, but it seems like they're playing a lot more 2-3 than what they are man-to-man in this game.
Yeah, they're coming in the second quarter. They've come out and played all 2-3 zone, and we'll see if, as we got a whistle here and a foul called on a drive by Montgomery.
Foul on Braden Schulte is his first personal foul, team foul number 2. And Bryant Banks will come back into the game. He will replace Jackson Gebhardt. Also coming in is Hunter Whitaker for Eli Harris. 5:59 left to go. It's a 4-point Bearcat lead. They have scored 3 points here in this quarter. Whitaker with it on the left-hand wing. He's going to dribble to the middle of the floor now. Play it off to Eklund. 3 pretty good shooters on the outside right now for Southeast. Eklund's going to let a 3-pointer fly, and he drains it. Seth Eklund, his first 3 of the game. That'll pull Southeast of Saline within 1. And I don't want to say I called that, Russ, but
you called it. They're gonna have to come out and shoot their way for Ellsworth to come out of this zone. I feel like as good a defense as Ellsworth has been playing on the zone.
Shot down along the short corner baseline, left-hand side, put up by Avery Haxton. That's no good. Bryant Banks with the rebound. Now Southeast in transition. McKnight in a collision there with Haxton, and no whistle at all. Bryson Flax is going to ask for an explanation when the official comes in front of him. They just let him play on through that. 5:08 left to go.
That's a tough no call there. There's got to be a block charge, something when you're that close and that bang to the rim.
Here's Southeast now, getting another stop on defense. Rebound Nick Montgomery off a Bearcat miss. Here's Montgomery, steps on the accelerator, gets into the paint again. More contact in the middle of the lane. Rebound, though, by McKnight. He'll keep it with Southeast here on their offensive end. Over to the right-hand side. Banks with it. Momentarily down low to McKnight. Now Bryant all the way to the rim. And again, scoring with the left hand. That's the second time tonight. He looked a little bit out of control and somehow ends up finishing pretty.
You know, he looks out of control, but he looks like he's driving, making contact and going up with the left hand, trying to draw contact. And he drew a lot of body on that there, and that was a pretty good left-hand layup there.
Southeast now all of a sudden leads it, and they're on a 5-0 run. 13-12, they get another stop. Here's Eklund up the floor. Shot good off the pop.
Good pull out on a fast break there, and Ellsworth coming with a 30-second timeout here after, a 7-0 run by Southeast here short and a quick burst in the second quarter.
7-0 run leads to a 3-point Southeast lead. 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 4:13 left to go. Second quarter, Southeast leads it here on KINA.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones, so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at SalinaPaintballComplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Devin and Russ back here. Sam back in studio. Everybody else, thanks for listening. Southeast basketball here on KINA. We're halfway through the second quarter. 15-12 is our score. It's a 3-point Southeast lead, who right now is on a 7-0 run. And out of the timeout, it's exactly what you want to see as a head coach. Ellsworth called that timeout. Go to a play, they get a bucket.
Yeah, a good high-low read there, set a low screen on that 2-3 zone, and Josiah Bolton just put up a great shot. I mean, it was good defense, but a better shot.
Here's a pick and roll now for Southeast of Saline that'll get them into a 3-guard dribble. Eklund, step back 3. Got it again. Seth Eklund has scored 8 points in the quarter. He has 8 of the last 10 for Southeast of Saline.
So apparently one was enough to shoot him out of his zone. They come out man-to-man, and, I mean, that was great defense, but like I said, a better shot, and Seth Eklund just pulls up out of the, with a hand in his face.
Eklund's one of those guys. He doesn't need a lot of space. Here's a shot put up by Ellsworth. That's no good, and now a foul will be called underneath against Southeast of Saline. That will send Josiah Bolton to the free throw line.
And number 3 on Bryant Bankston.
Oh,
he
boy.
knew it, and he knew it as soon as he fouled. He grabbed the jersey, clenched his teeth.
It's not good.
Not something you want to see, as tough as he is playing down on the offensive end of the floor. He's playing great defense, but he's really providing all the spark, down low inside for Southeast.
That's 30 of your points. So Banks will go out. Jackson Gebhardt will replace Bryant with 3:14 left to go. That first free throw by Bolton was good. Second one on its way. Also good. 4 points here in the quarter for Josiah Bolton. Stay with us here at halftime. We'll talk to head coach Shauna Smith of the Southeast of Saline ladies. Talk about their victory, the 8th of the season that they got earlier tonight. They beat Ellsworth 41-25. Nick Montgomery walking this up across the timeline. 3:04 left to go before that intermission break. Montgomery now gets a high pick from Gebhardt. They'll play it on the little mini roll here to Braden Mcknight. Mcknight back to Eklund. Eklund getting a lot of attention now, but he's going to get across from the defense, play it along the baseline. Now kick it back out to Gebhardt. Jackson inside. He's going to jump stop and score, and they're going to say foul on the floor. No basket, and it will be a foul.
Foul there on John Kyler, number 24, with the block before the shot went up.
Thank you. Nick Montgomery now down low on the baseline, set to inbounds, way up top to Whitaker. Now to Eklund, 3-pointer. That one off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound scrum on the floor, Bearcat and a Trojan. Gebhardt also hit the floor, and here comes Ellsworth out with it. It's a 3-on-3 break. Southeast got back nicely on defense, but a spin move is going to be a score for John Kyler, his first basket. And we are tied at 18 with 2:27 left to go here in the first half.
Tough for Hunter Whitaker to guard him on that down there when he got down low below the free throw line, which is just the size mismatch and the spin move.
And now we're going to have a moving screen called against Southeast of Saline. That'll draw the ire of Bryson Flax as they called Eklund for a foul. That is his second.
Tough. To me, it looked like he's trying to get around the defender there. He wasn't really setting a screen. They just happened to collide where Whitaker was dribbling the ball, and I'm guessing they assumed it was a screen.
5 turnovers now for Southeast of Saline. 2 of them have been on offensive fouls like that in the middle of their possession. 18-18 our score. 2:09 left to go here, second quarter. Ellsworth with the basketball. Here's a curl from the top. And now a shot in the paint that somehow goes in by Branson Schulte. He has 9. He has put Ellsworth back up by a bucket here. 2-point lead for the Bearcats. Montgomery up top. Looking for a pass. Now he's going to take it to Gebhardt. Jackson on a drive. He's going to scoop and score. Jackson Gebhardt, his first basket of the game. He becomes the 5th Southeast of Saline player to score.
And just when Bryant Banks goes out, you wonder who's going to provide the spark for the offense inside the lane. And that was a great drive by Gebhardt there and a little pull-up.
There's a scoop now off the glass. That's no good by Branson Schulte. Southeast coming the other way. Tied at 20. 1:20 left to go. Gebhardt dribble to the left. He'll launch a three. That's up no good. McKnight battling for the rebound. Ellsworth tried to have it on the far side, and a foul reaching in is going to be called against Braden Mcknight. This will send Ellsworth to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Team foul number 8 on SES.
Tough foul call when you're, end to end away from the basket on going on a loose ball there, and he had possession. You just try to swipe it out. Maybe a frustration foul, but nonetheless, it's just his first one.
Schulte at the free throw line, 1-and-1. First one is good. He'll get the bonus. He has scored 5 points now in each quarter. He leads the way with 10.
Coach Flax down here still trying to get an explanation on some of these no calls.
Second free throw, also good. Looked just like the first. 22-20 now. Ellsworth back out in front by 2. 70 seconds left to go here first half. Seth Eklund on the right-hand side. Free throw line extended. Being shadowed by 2 Bearcats. Now he goes into the corner to Gebhardt. Jackson gets around the defense and scores. Boy, Jackson Gebhardt, he's so crafty around the rim. And that time he looked like he was going to dribble underneath the basket and then all of a sudden stepped back in to where he could find the rim and kissed it off the window.
Sure looked like he was going corner to me and just sidestep one defender and put it up.
There's a shot inside now by Ellsworth, contended by McKnight. That's no good, and Braden gets the rebound. Southeast wants to push. Whitaker up the floor to Eklund. Looked like Eklund was going to shoot. Now he goes to Whitaker. His three, up no good. McKnight grabs the rebound for Southeast, and a foul will be called against Ellsworth. Hayden Rogers will get the call. And look at Braden Mcknight, the freshman, kind of coming into his own here as they run him down the floor, and he's making some plays.
His offensive rebounding ability is, you can't teach that. His effort down here to crash the boards is, keeping Southeast with these extra possessions.
Bryson Flax may call a timeout here. He likes to have these late half timeouts, and he does. 22.5 seconds left to go. We're tied at 22, 30 seconds, and then back for the conclusion of the first half after this.
Cassett Companies would like to show their support of the Southeast of Saline Trojans this year. Cassett Companies is an international provider of automation, industrial controls, and finishing systems to manufacturers worldwide. Cassett also provides regional manufacturers with sheet metal fabrication services that include laser cutting, forming and bending, welding, and both wet and power paint. For more information concerning Cassett Companies, visit them online at kasacompanies.com. Go Trojans!
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
22 seconds on the clock. We're tied at 22. Rounding out the first half of action, Southeast of Saline will try to break the tie with the last possession here of the first half. They bounce it in to Nick Montgomery. He'll come across the timeline with 18 seconds left to go. Now glance over his left shoulder at head coach Bryson Flax. Clock down to 12. Montgomery still hasn't started motion. Now he starts with 9. Dribbles up to the top of the circle. Splits the defense. Now out to McKnight, who traveled with the basketball. 6th turnover for Southeast of Saline. And Bryson Flax talking to Nick Montgomery about something. He throws his hands in the air as if he didn't really know what was going on there. Now Ellsworth with the ball. 5 seconds. Driving around Montgomery all the way to the cup. Ellsworth kissed that one off the front of the rim, and McKnight closes the half with yet another rebound, and we are tied at halftime. It was a 1-point lead for Ellsworth at the end of the first quarter, but we are tied at the break. 22-22 our score. Jace Turnipseed, 1 point for Grant Winter. Ellsworth 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 turnovers for the Bearcats. Southeast of Saline had 6 turnovers. They haven't shot a free throw yet. They're being led by Seth Eklund with 8. All of those came in the second quarter. 6 for Bryant Banks, who has 3 fouls. 4 for Jackson Gebhardt, and 2 for Eli Harris and Braden Mcknight. Start out, Ellsworth has the basketball, and so far things just a complete toss-up right now. Russ, what do you see breaking this tie as we go through the second half?
Ellsworth's defense, their zone defense, if they come out and if Southeast can bust the zone, get the ball into the paint, and as soon as I say that.
Yeah, they pounded inside. A little bit of a secondary break that time for Southeast. Didn't get a look on their initial push, but Eli Harris came streaking down the lane. They were able to get him the ball on a turnaround on the left-hand baseline side of the offense. For Southeast of Saline gives them a 2-point lead. Here's a shot now put up by the Bearcats. That's no good. And they get their own rebound. Now a three-pointer launched is also empty for Ellsworth. Here comes Southeast running again, but it's going to be picked off at half court by Branson Schulte. All the way to the rim. He'll tie it up at 24. Turnover and points off of turnovers for the Ellsworth Bearcats there as they tie it back up here. Each team has 24. So score on the Salina Ortho scoreboard at the end of one. Hutch Trinity leads Sacred Heart 17-14. Expected that to be a good game all night long. We'll keep you updated on that one. Hutch Trinity girls beat Sacred Heart earlier tonight. Jackson Gebhardt now we'll go to that same spot where Eli Harris just hit a shot almost, and he'll put a shot up. And now he has a half a dozen points. Southeast of Saline up by 2.
Going to need a defensive stop here.
The three-pointer put up long off the left wing by Braden Schulte. He has not scored and still hasn't as that one misses. Eli Harris down. Short corner along the baseline. He'll dribble out and shoot a 3. That's no good. Look at Banks still underneath. Bryant with the offensive rebound. He has 8. Boy, Bryant Banks down low working on the offensive set. Gets another 2, and maybe keeping him on the floor and out of foul trouble is a key for Southeast.
Yeah, that's big. You got to keep Banks out of foul trouble because right now he's everything on the inside for you.
Here's a shot put up by Ellsworth. That's no good. A couple of Trojans slapping at the putback attempt from behind, and they will send Branson Schulte to the free throw line. The foul for Southeast of Saline will go against Nick Montgomery. That is just his first personal, and it's also a first team foul on either team in the second half. 5:54 left to go. Ellsworth will try to cut into the Southeast 4-point lead at the free throw line with Branson Schulte. First free throw is up and it rims off. No good. Schulte now 2 of 3 from the free throw line, leading the way for Ellsworth with 12 points. Early substitutions for Ellsworth. Grant Gwinner back into the game. Also coming into the game, Jace Turnipseed. Second free throw, up and good by Schulte. He has 12. 28-25, Southeast with the basketball. Nick Montgomery calling Gebhardt up to grab the basketball. Top of the circle. Let's see if they're working a mismatch or a set play for a shot here. Gebhardt dribbles to the left-hand side. Now Harris launches a 3. That went off the rim and then hit the basket support, and it's out of bounds.
It come down, it looked like Ellsworth was in zone, and then it looked like a box and one almost, but I think they were more in a matchup zone there, which got confused and left Gebhardt wide open at the top. We'll see if they can convert on that later down.
Here's a drive by Branson Schulte. He's going to scoop it out to the right-hand side, Dalton Zelinka. And he's going to score his first points of the night.
Got to be better on help side defense when the ball's driven into the lane.
28-27. Little 3-0 run here by Ellsworth after Southeast took a 28-24 lead. Southeast with the basketball. 4:55 left to play, third quarter. Southeast of Saline looking for the sweep, both boys and girls victories in the same day for the second time this season. They did it at the Sterling tournament on Friday, 1 week ago. Montgomery with the ball, out to Harris. Harris tries to get to the cup, lost the basketball, went off the scoreboard, or off the backboard. Ellsworth pulls it away, down the floor, launching a 3 off the fast break. That's an air ball, no good. It goes off the shoulder of a Bearcat, then off the head of Gebhardt. Look at Jackson, though, still getting out and running the lane on the fast break. Harris has it, now to Banks. Free pass to the basket, Bryant Banks. Bryant Banks has 10, and Southeast of Saline right now leading by 3, and now a foul will be called against Jackson Gebhardt after he and Branson Schulte were going after it.
You could see that coming from the last possession. You can see things are starting to heat up at the top of the key here. But once again, Bryant Banks just right now they can't stop him. You got to find a way to get Banks the ball on the offensive end of the floor.
You're an official, so I'm going to ask you this question before I'm critical of the official that just made that call. Do you have to get that angry when you make a call? Look at him. Look at his face. He is still mad about that call. I don't know what. Just make the call.
I can't argue with you. I mean, you're correct. As an official, you have to keep your composure regardless if it is an aggressive foul or not.
Sometimes I feel like it's just more of a look-at-me call than it is just officiating the game. That was definitely one of those times. Now a traveling violation on Ellsworth over in the corner. That's the first turnover for them here in this second half. Both teams pretty clean as we're halfway through the third. Just one turnover on each team.
You know, you go back to the official standpoint, and he just now started to calm down when he made that travel call. And I've worked games with Fred. I've done games for Fred. He's a great guy. You gotta stay poised a little bit.
There's a long three-pointer launched by Nick Montgomery. That's no good. And even though Southeast F. Saline is leading this game by 3, they have no points from Nick Montgomery yet. They're the leading scorer on the season, and he is scoreless.
And as far as I'm concerned right now, the ball still has to go through Bryant Banks on the offensive end. He has to touch the ball on the inside, whether it's Montgomery kicking it in, out, Eklund going in and out. You have to go inside out on this.
Now they're going to say Southeast lost the basketball out of bounds underneath the baseline, and you can tell Bryson Flack starting to get a little worked up. 30-27, Southeast still leading by 3. 3:12 left to go. A couple of scores we need to pass along to you. Next whistle on the Salina Ortho scoreboard for tonight. Again, Hutch Trinity's girls beat Sacred Heart. Southeast F. Saline's girls beat Ellsworth. Last night, Beloit's girls able to beat Sacred Heart. There's a steal now by Bryant Banks down the floor, right-hand side, elevates and scores on the right-handed layup. Bryant Banks has 12. That's a new season high for the sophomore. His previous season high was his first game back after the broken collarbone against Hillsborough on the road, where he had 10.
And I tell you got to go inside out from him, but when he steals at 75 feet, just get out of his way. He can't stop a train on a dime.
There's a pump fake inside, and then a left-handed shot by Avery Haxton is up and good. That's just his 3rd and 4th points of the night. He averages almost 14 points a game. Back to a 3-point Southeast lead, and Southeast turns it over. A deflected ball, and Ellsworth is going to pull it out. Here come the Bearcats. They'll work to the left-hand side. Branson Schulte with the ball. He gets into the paint. Bottled up by Harris. Now he's going to throw it away. Montgomery with the steal. 2 turnovers there for Ellsworth now. Gebhardt driving baseline. Big bump. He's going to throw it back into the court of play to Braden Mcknight. 1:51 left to go here, 3rd quarter. Banks, couple of dribbles, collects the double team. Now onto Gebhardt. Gebhardt will do the same. Out to Banks, 4-3. Off the rim, no good. Gebhardt being pulled down, and a foul will be called on Ellsworth.
Good block out there by Gebhardt on the bigger guy. He's giving up 6-8 inches, but a good hold on the block out, and the guy, appeared to be Bolton, just pulled him down from behind.
That was 5'10 against 6'4. 5'10 drew the foul on Braden Schulte. He pulled him down from behind. Second foul on Schulte. It's the first team foul against Ellsworth. 32-29. 1:40 left to go here in the 3rd. Hunter Whitaker back into the game, along with Seth Eklund. Whitaker has the basketball now to Eklund, right in front of his coach, Bryson Flax, up coaching on the bench. Gebhardt now with it on the left wing. Eklund looking at Nick Montgomery, who now occupies the high post spot, left-hand elbow. Lob pass over the top intended for Harris, and a deflection and a takeaway. Josiah Bolton got up and elevated that pass away for Ellsworth. 3rd turnover of the quarter for Southeast F. Saline. 71 seconds left to play, 3rd quarter. It's a 3-point Trojan lead. Southeast playing man-to-man here. And if you're wondering, Bryant Banks on the bench taking a rest here, so he got through the whole 3rd quarter without making a foul. Now Ellsworth throws it away.
And we talked about how clean it was earlier. Now with back-to-back trips down the floor with turnovers, with a minute left to play here in the 3rd, Ellsworth looks like they're dropping back into that 2-3 zone again. So we'll see if they can bust the zone with Eklund or Whitaker.
Luke Gleason into the game. This is his first varsity appearance, if I'm not mistaken, of the year. 44 seconds left to go. Out there with Harris, Whitaker, Eklund, Montgomery. Bunch of shooters right now for Southeast.
Whoa.
And Southeast is going to turn it over as Whitaker and Eklund try to guard handoff off the dribble, and they ran into each other.
Ellsworth came out. They started that one pass. They were in a 2-3, and they went one pass, and then it was matchup right after. It seemed to confuse the guards at the top a little bit.
30 seconds left to go. Ellsworth now with the basketball. Plays like that happen, you don't want to eat the chicken salad when you get home because it's just not your night. It's probably spoiled too. Down to 20. Southeast leading by 3. Looking for a big stop here to end the 3rd. Ellsworth dribbling out the clock down to 12 seconds. Up top with the basketball is John Kyler. He's going to test Whitaker. Gets into the lane, elevates, shoots. That goes unanswered. Ball on the floor, hustle for the rebound, and the arrow will stay with Ellsworth. 3.3 seconds left on the clock, and quickly up off the bench springs Branson Schulte.
Great defense there by Hunter Whitaker. He got crossed up, but great recovery to get a hand up on the shot. It's just there was no block out to get the defensive rebound.
Ellsworth underneath their own bucket. They get it in to Haxton. He'll drain the shot at the buzzer, and we'll go to the fourth quarter with Southeast of Saline leading by 1. 32-31 our score. Trojans by the narrowest of margins right now over Ellsworth. Fourth and final quarter coming up after this on KINA.
Area athletes and even weekend warriors have a big home field advantage. Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic, working with athletes of every level to help prevent injuries or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. You can count on Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic to get you back in the game. Led by orthopedic surgeon Dr. Timothy Hawks and sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists, Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic supports 5 area high schools, providing their athletes the highest quality, most timely care. At the school, on the field, or in our clinic, we're ready wherever and whenever you need us to help you get back in the game and keep you in the game. Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. The home field advantage starts here. Visit us at salinaregionalsportsmedicine.com.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
One final quarter left to settle it here. It's 32-31. This game's been close the whole way through. Southeast of Saline's biggest lead was 4. Ellsworth's biggest lead was 4. So this whole game has been played within the parameter of those 8 points, with each team having led by 4 points at one time or another. 32-31. Southeast tries to pound it into Nick Montgomery. Again, he's still looking for his first points of the night.
Banks starts the fourth quarter on the bench. We'll see how long Coach Flax can keep him there.
Here is Whitaker handing off the dribble to Luke Gleason. Gleason now to Eklund. He'll get it to Montgomery. Nick inside. He'll play it back out to Whitaker. Whitaker's going to shoot the 3, but had a flyby by Bearcat. Now over to Whitaker. He gets into the paint. Plays it out to Gleason. Gleason up top of the circle to Eklund. There's a crossover by Eklund. Gets to the left-hand block. Plays it out to Eli Harris. Inside, Gleason, a beautiful pass from Eli Harris, and Luke Gleason scores his first varsity bucket, and it comes in the fourth quarter of a 1-point game.
Unbelievable patience there shown by Southeast, and Gleason just snuck by and read. The guy jumped out on the screen, and he just slipped it. He found him wide open underneath the basket.
34-31. Here's a drive now by Schulte, and looks like Branson Schulte lost the basketball off his foot, but I think maybe a sympathy whistle there for the official, getting Ellsworth the basketball, not calling that foul. He may have been poked in the eye. They get it into Haxton. Now back to Branson Schulte. His shot up, no good. Long rebound, ran down by Whitaker.
Great block out by Whitaker there.
Whitaker's racing the Ellsworth defense up the floor. He'll play it to Gleason on the right-hand sideline in front of the Southeast of Saline bench. Now back towards the half-court line. Whitaker on the handoff to Eklund. And Eklund blew that one again. Boy, that's the second time he's had problems with that.
Maybe a little unfamiliarity with Gleason getting his first varsity action, but you gotta take charge of your team and lead them through that. And it looked like there was just a little miscommunication on the handoff there.
3 starters on the bench right now for Southeast of Saline. Ellsworth's going to elevate and score. Avery Haxton, 6 points. Excuse me, that's 8 points now for Avery Haxton. He was the one that hit the bucket right at the end of the quarter there for Ellsworth to end the third. 34-31, Southeast of Saline still leading. Whitaker, entry pass inside to Montgomery. He's triple teamed. They kick it back out. Whitaker, 4-3. Got it! Good inside-outside offense that time for Southeast of Saline. And Hunter Whitaker scores his first basket of the night. He's the 7th Southeast player to score.
They're going inside out, and Whitaker standing there posting up, just chomping at the bit, waiting for it to come back out, and he spotted up and made a great shot.
Boy, and it was not a straight kick out to Montgomery to Whitaker. We got to include Eli Harris in the middle. He's the one that made the extra pass there. He was open, but as Whitaker, as we would say, he was opener.
Opener. He caught me off guard with that one there. A little foul on Luke Gleason on the inside there on the quick pass.
sold one time that wasn't a word, and then I said, well, what about bottle opener? Can opener?
Okay, you got to use it in two. You can't use it by itself.
First free throw on this trip for Grant Gwinner is good. He's 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Second free throw on the way, off the heel, no good, but Ellsworth is going to take custody of that rebound. Branson Schulte has it. 5.5 minutes left to go. Southeast of Saline still leading here, 37-34. Kind of a, I don't know if you want to call it a fun fact, but just a fact for you. Southeast has not shot any free throws in this game. Ellsworth, little up and under move. Shot up, soft touch. Look at that. What a pretty move by the Ellsworth Bearcats. Branson Schulte. He now has 14. Southeast, though, quickly up the floor. Eklund pulls up on the baseline, short corner, right-hand side. That trickles in and out off the rim, no good. And Ellsworth has it back, trailing by 1. 4:58 left to play here, fourth quarter.
Banks still yet to see the floor in the fourth quarter.
Branson Schulte, little head and shoulder fake. His shot is blocked out of bounds by Nick Montgomery.
As soon as I was about to say a great head shoulder fake and go one more dribble, Montgomery just shut me down real quick with that block.
Ryan Banks will come in for Luke Gleason. Boy, anytime you can get some minutes in the varsity floor if you're Luke Gleason, that's a good thing, but he also was able to score and hit a big bucket. Good minutes there for the sophomore.
Big minutes for him. Being for his first action in varsity play, that was huge minutes to get Banks some time so he can play this rest of this fourth quarter with 3 fouls.
4:38 left to go. Ellsworth off the inbounds, didn't score. Now they're going to set up offense. They'll come to the left-hand side. Big ball fake. Now back up top to Branson Schulte. He drives, collects the defense, now kicks it out. Another drive. They're going to kick it out again. This will be to John Kyler. Kyler played it off of Whitaker's shoulder, and a traveling violation here will be called against Hayden Rogers for Ellsworth. Their first turnover of the quarter, 4th of the half, a total of 8 in the game.
Great inside-out defense on that when they went inside to Avery Hexton down there, and Banks with a great defense, knowing he has 3 fouls and knowing he has to play clean but hard still the rest of this fourth quarter.
Halfway through the fourth, 4:09 left to go, 37-36 our score. Southeast with the ball, leading by 1. Eklund with the basketball. He and Whitaker up top. Whitaker sticks his toes in the water. Now he's going to come back outside the three-point line. Here's Banks, puts his head down, gets to the basket, off the rim, no good. Lots of contact. It was mutual. Ellsworth will take the rebound. Now they will walk it up. Boy, both these teams just wanting to play at a snail's pace.
Yeah, this fourth quarter's just really slowed down. They slowed the pace way down.
A traveling violation, I think, going to be called by one official.
I think we're going to call an offensive foul first with the push-off before he traveled.
Yeah, I was going to say one official I feel is going to call an offense or a traveling violation, but the official from the far side came in and called a player control foul. That's against Branson Schulte. That's his 2nd foul, and it will be Ellsworth's 5th turnover of the half. 30-second timeout, Southeast of Saline. Bryson Flax wants to talk about it. They lead by 1, 3:40 left to play. It's a 30 here on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
3:40 left to play. Southeast of Saline with the basketball. They have a narrow 1-point lead, 37-36. Don't forget, coming up at 10 o'clock tonight on KINA, it's the Kansas Information Network High School Basketball Scoreboard Show. Scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas. Here's Nick Montgomery. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line. No good. Hunter Whitaker goes to his chest on the floor to save it. Now over. Right-hand side, Eklund for 3. No good. Brian Banks with the tip out. And he will play it back to Montgomery. Now Bryson Flax up off the bench, holding up 2 fingers.
2 big offensive rebounds there to save the possession. One by the smallest guy on the floor and one by the other biggest guy on the floor for Southeast.
Montgomery up top. Looking to drive to the basket. Now he's going to hand it off to Whitaker. Back to Montgomery. One-on-one move along the baseline. Montgomery, little spin move. Tries the baseline. Now back out to Whitaker. Whitaker's going to drive. Out to Harris. Eli thought he might shoot the 3. Now he's going to drive and kick it out to Eklund. Eklund gets in the paint. Out to Whitaker. Whitaker gets into the paint. Out to Eklund. Here's an open three. High arcing shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound taken in by Ellsworth. Boy, multiple chances to score there for Southeast of Saline, but settling for jump shots on the outside. They come away empty-handed. 2:32 left to play.
They had 3 shots at it there, and the only time Banks touched the ball is when he got the offensive rebound and tipped it out.
And that's a problem, isn't it?
That's going to be a problem if he doesn't touch the ball on the inside. They need to go inside out every time down the floor.
Now a foul on Eli Harris. He will have his 3rd foul whistled on him there. It's the 4th team foul for Southeast of Saline. Eklund comes out of the game, and Jackson Gebhardt back in. Gebhardt with 6 points here in this game. Ellsworth on the entry. Branson Schulte down low to Haxton. Haxton trying a power move, and Eli Harris there not going anywhere with the body. And Haxton lost it out of bounds.
Harris getting a little chippy down there. I noticed after that last foul call that he kind of gave him the old forearm shiver after the play was over for a little extracurricular.
Full timeout Ellsworth, 2:20 left to play, still setting 37-36. Southeast with the lead here on KINA.
Express Employment Professionals wants to make the interview process easy with their interview hotline. No matter where you are or what you're doing, you can start your interview process. Just give us a call on the hotline and we'll interview you right then and there. Call 825-4545. Anytime, anywhere interviews, 825-4545. The interview hotline at Express. Anytime, anywhere. Express yourself today. Next to Showcase Diamond Jewelers.
Family, integrity, service, and opportunity. These are the guiding values that drive our company. That's what makes us different at United Capital Management. We know your history, your family. We celebrate with you and support you during life's many events. It's more than money. It's about relationships we can build for years and years. Let us customize a plan specific for you so that you can pursue your goals. Call 785-823-7900 or visit ucmofkansas.com to speak with an advisor and learn firsthand what UCM can do for you.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
2:20 left to play, 37-36 our score. Southeast of Saline with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Neither team in danger of going into the bonus 1-1 right now. The arrow on possessions is in favor of Ellsworth. And here's a pass inside. It was a dangerous pass. It was kind of, if you want to use a football analogy, Russ, I think it would be a back shoulder throw.
Yes.
Bryant Banks from the half-court line threw it into Nick Montgomery, trying to get Nick his first basket of the night, and Nick was fouled. He will go to the free throw line and have to earn him there.
Really, Nick bailed him out of a bad pass there. You know, the first free throws of the game here for Nick, and turns out to be the first point for Nick as he knocks down the first one.
Not only the first free throw attempts of the game for Nick, the first free throw attempts of the game for Southeast of Saline, if you can believe that, with 2:07 left to go. First one was up and good. Second one off the rim on the right-hand side. Nick almost got his own rebound as Ellsworth a little lackadaisical there on the block out. 2-point lead for Southeast of Saline. 2 minutes left to go. 38-36. Ellsworth with the basketball, wearing red here on the road. Haxton inside, traveled with it. Boy, he went to make a move and shuffled those feet, and the official along the baseline all over that call. It's turnover number 6 this half for Ellsworth, their 10th of the game.
Gebhardt came over with great help defense. He saw he was about to make a post move to the middle of the lane that was wide open, and Gebhardt closed it off there before he could get there.
Southeast has a chance to take control of this one now. Gebhardt in the backcourt, and a reaching foul called against Ellsworth. Reaching foul against Branson Schulte. That is his 3rd. It'll be team foul number 4. Each team has 4 fouls. So again, still 2 fouls to give on each side. Each team has 3 timeouts left as well.
Ellsworth coming out in a full court press. Southeast going to have to take care of the basketball here the last minute 50 of the game.
Brian Banks on the inbounder. He'll get it right back from Gebhardt. Middle of the floor. Here comes Banks. Ellsworth trying to reach in from behind. Ball goes to Eli Harris. Back into Bryant Banks. His shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Cashes it in and scores. Bryant Banks with 14. We've been saying it all night. They need to pound the ball inside with Bryant Banks.
One of these times he's going to get a foul called. There's a lot of contact getting that offensive rebound and a lot of contact, even more on the second shot. But once again, the ball's got to go in to number 10 if you're Southeast on the offensive end of the floor.
Full timeout will take it. 1:28 left to go. Southeast now with a 4-point lead on KINA.
Don't get caught on empty. Fill up on all your basic needs at Assaria Oil and Hardware. We want to be sure all our Trojans are fueled up for the big game. Whether you're on the field or in the stands, start with a full tank of gas for your car or your belly. Get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough stamina to get that Trojan win. Assaria Oil and Hardware, located in Assaria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
At the Bank of Tesket, we believe in freedom. We also believe in free, as in free checking. At the Bank of Tesket, you can choose to bank local with all the bells and whistles you need when it comes to your checking account. Visit us today and ask about our new Kasasa checking accounts. It's a catchy word for free checking with awesome rewards and offered locally at the Bank of Tesket. We're family owned and have served our area communities for over 130 years. The Bank of Tesket in Salina, Lincoln, Tesket, and Lindsborg. Member FDIC.
We're the Bank of Tesket.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
40-36, Southeast of Saline leads it by 2 possessions, 1:27 left to go. Ellsworth has the basketball. This has been a good one. Been played within the parameters of 8 points all night long. Here's Haxton inside. Little turnaround over the top of Eli Harris is good. Avery Haxton with 8. Full court pressure once again by the Bearcats. Brian Banks with it, has Haxton on his back along for the ride, and they're going to call a foul.
I have it as Haxton's first, which, as tough as Banks is playing with the 3 fouls he got, I have Haxton as getting his first foul of the game.
Yeah. And again, one of the reasons Southeast hasn't shot any free throws up until the 2:07 mark left to go in this game, where Nick Montgomery went to the line for the first time wearing purple. Banks set to inbound it now. He has Montgomery on his left in the backcourt. Now they'll switch with Gebhardt. Long pass, risky pass to Gebhardt, but Jackson runs it down. He comes up to the timeline. Now he stops and throws it high, and a pass is going to be, a foul is going to be called as Haxton shoved Banks in the back.
Tough. I mean, I agree with the call. I just come across from, he's 60 feet away and a guy standing right. It was a good call.
Yeah. 6 fouls now for Ellsworth. They will put Southeast in the bonus on their next one. Southeast set to inbounds here. 64 seconds left. Deflection on the inbounds. Eli Harris gets it. Now to Montgomery. Nick gets in the middle of the paint. Out to Banks. Bryant takes it under a minute. Now his pass deflected and stolen away. Grant Gwinner has it. Southeast careless with the basketball here. Only leading by 2. 49 seconds left to go. There's Branson Schulte. Gets into the paint. Left-hand elbow. Montgomery there, though, to shut him down. Near steal up top by Gebhardt. Schulte up top. Gebhardt all over him. He lost his dribble. Now he has to get rid of it left-hand side to Gwinner. Boy, Ellsworth taking a lot of this clock down. They've wasted half a minute. Down to 30 seconds. Over to Avery Haxton. He's going to pull the trigger from 2. High rebound. Banks brings it down. Bryant Banks getting it done on both ends. Now a runaway. Cherry picker down the floor. Gebhardt scores! Jackson Gebhardt, courtesy of Nick Montgomery on that long pass. It's a 2-possession lead with 14 seconds left. Now Ellsworth cans a 3-pointer 10 feet behind the line with 9.9 seconds left to go and a Bearcat timeout. Holy smokes. I don't know that Ellsworth knew how much time was on the clock because they pulled up at the volleyball spike line, which is about 10 feet behind the regular 3-point line.
You would have thought the buzzer was going to sound when he pulled up for that one, and somehow it goes in. But back to that wide open, Gebhardt cherry pick down for the wide open layup. Once again, Banks on the inside with the big defensive rebound.
The 3-pointer was from Branson Schulte.
Wow, Devin, that was a long ways.
Like I said, I don't think he knew exactly how much time was on the clock. He just come down the court and let it fly, and that is his 17th, 18th, and 19th points of the night. It makes it a 1-point game.
He let it go, and Coach stood up, and it went in. He sat back down and called timeout like, yeah, that's just how I drew it up.
We work on it in practice every day. That's what you're going to hear. Yeah, I wasn't surprised. That's something we run in practice every day.
Every day.
End of day. Get out of here. That's what they work on when they first step in the gym. Southeast of Saline here on the double inbounds, and Gebhardt has it deflected. Bryant Banks is going to bail him out, but Bryant, all that steam, carried him to the sideline. You got to be kidding me. Ellsworth all over that one defensively. They still have 1 timeout remaining, does Bearcats.
Looks like
they're going to use it. 30-second timeout. Let's go over some scores for you on the Salina Ortho scoreboard. Earlier tonight, Southeast of Saline's girls beat Ellsworth 41-25. Sacred Heart took a loss, their second straight loss. They lost to Beloit last night, 57-52, and then the Lady Knights of Sacred Heart lost to Trinity tonight, 51-30. TMP beat Abilene. It's Abilene's second loss of the season. They're now 10-2, 44-35. Other scores right now on the Saline Ortho scoreboard: Hutch Trinity leads Sacred Heart on the boys' side at halftime, 32-30, and Abilene leads TMP 42-26. Here it's 42-41, Southeast leading by 1, 7.1 seconds left to go. Southeast does have some fouls to give. I think that's key to keep in mind here because they only have 14 fouls. They have a couple fouls to give here before they put Ellsworth on the line. But Ellsworth has the possession arrow if they should get tied up here in an extra alternate possession. Ellsworth gets it in on the baseline. They go over to the right-hand side. Branson Schulte back inside. Banks has got a fouling, reaching in, and that's exactly what Bryant Banks was able to do. They can't call this a shooting foul.
They don't know yet. He hasn't made the call. There it is.
He
it's
said
on the floor.
Banks came across. Schulte got away from him on a screen. Banks reached out to grab him. Bryant knew what he was doing there,
yes.
I think. At least it looked that way.
Although that's risky to let it go that deep in there when you know a shot's about to go up. That's real risky. Now you have to be real careful because they're going to put up a quick shot here and you can't foul on the shot.
Watch Haxton here. He's been good on the inbounds plays. And I think
Coach is trying to get a
timeout.
They didn't see it.
Here's Haxton off the inbounds. He drains it. And no time left on the clock. The officials are hitting the locker rooms. Avery Haxton gets the last bucket, and Ellsworth gets the victory. 43-42. Bryson Flax is trying to have a conversation with one of the officials as they go to the locker room. Bryson Flax was all the way to half court trying to call a timeout there, and none of the officials even gave him a look.
He was out on the floor. You had one official this side, one down there, the one handing the ball to the guy, and he's trying to call timeout before he even gave him the ball.
Wow, what a way to end that one for Southeast of Saline. It will be their 9th loss on the season. They are now 3-9 overall. They're 2-4 in league play. And for Ellsworth now, they will shift to 3-10 overall. They are also 2-4 in league play. Once again, 43-42 our final score. Ellsworth wins it by 1. Back with postgame brought to you by Steve Z's Abilene Car Sales. Still saving you lots of money on the west side of Abilene here on KINA.